Hello there, my name's Rob Williams and I'd like to talk to you today about a measure that we use at Audience View, and that measure is called time to value. Put simply, time to value, which is measured in an amount of time, like a minute or an hour or a day or a week, is the amount of time it takes you from receiving a feature to getting value from that feature. A good way to think of it would be, let's say you've just received one of our ticketing products. So how long does it take you from logging in to actually setting up and selling your first event and your first ticket? And that would be a good measure of time to value. How long did that process take? A bad time to value there might be 12 months. So you logged in, it took you 12 months to figure out how to set up an event, 12 months later you sell your first ticket. An incredible time to value might be 3 seconds. Impossible. You couldn't get in, log in, set up the event that quickly. So we're trying to drive an optimal time to value for that process. Today I want to talk about 3 of the many things that we do that allow us to focus on time to value. The first of those is about being data driven. So within the product and alongside the product, we have a set of tools that we use at Audience View to measure the effectiveness of that product. You may not realise this, but as you're sat there typing away, we're tracking, nothing you type and not your name and your logins, but we're tracking how long it takes everyone to do certain events. So on average, how long does it take someone to set up an event? On average, how long does it take someone to create a ticket design? How many people log in on average every day? And how many errors do they receive? And how fast does the page load on certain things? How many people maybe start to set up a promo code and then stop halfway through? And those metrics in aggregate allow us to see whether or not certain parts of the application are working well, whether time to value is being driven throughout the application. This is something that every modern software company does, and it means that rather than speak to thousands and thousands of customers on a daily basis to understand their experience, we can actually look at that data and see, right, interesting. No one's using the promo code part of the application, or no one's using the fundraising part, or people are receiving lots and lots of errors when they set up an event. And then we can start investigating, we can speak to clients and try to understand why that's happening. So being data driven is a big part of driving time to value. The second part is iterating quickly. So we have been building throughout the last 6 to 12 months what are called development pipelines that allow us to release code faster and faster into the application. We now have the capability on most of our products to release daily. Now we may not be releasing big chunks of features daily because that would probably freak everyone out and your product would be changing. But what it allows us to do is to respond quickly to feedback, to understand whether or not this is working. Are errors being thrown here? Right, let's figure that out and fix that straight away. And combined with the next thing I'm going to talk about, that rapid iteration is really critical. So, what's the next thing? Well, the rapid iteration, the being able to release things really, really fast and really quickly is great, but if you haven't got feedback coming in as to what's happening, then it doesn't create like a loop of release something, find out whether that's working, and then tweak it and release something else and release something else. And one area we get that feedback, as I've just explained, is from the data, but also we want to get that feedback from you. And so I think I talked in my last video or one of my previous videos about the transparency we're trying to drive across Audience View. And there are certain things we're trying to do to really ramp up that feedback. And I've mentioned before, like we're building focus groups. We already have a couple of focus groups running, and there'll be more and more focus groups with clients. Also, we're releasing something called product portals, where you'll be able to see what's being kind of looked at right now and considered for development. You'll be able to vote on a feature and push that to the top of the list. And also we are allowing our clients to submit their own ideas for features. And alongside that rapid iteration and this feedback that's coming in, there's one more thing that we've been working on that we're releasing within the next week or so, and it's something that you won't really know. It's not a piece of code that we're releasing to you, but it's something that the back end we're starting to use, and that's called dark features. And dark features are features that we build and they sit in the product, but they are invisible. They're in the dark over there, you can't see them, we're not shining a light on them right now. But what we can do for any client or any groups of clients is we can turn them on. So that means that we could start building something, we could then turn it on for you, whoever you're listening as a client, and then we could say to you, what did you think? Like, have a look, see if it works okay. Do you think that's the kind of thing you would want? We could take a group of you and have you as beta clients trying out our new feature. And if you really like it, we can turn it on for everyone. If there are some challenges or we're not driving time to value, then we could remove it and just not ever release it. So those three things I just wanted to touch on today, that concept of being data-driven, that concept of rapid iteration, and the concept of kind of feedback loops and dark features, are three things that we are doing at Audience View that I wanted to give you a little insight into, all in service of driving time to value. Thank you very much for listening. I hope that was insightful, and I'll speak to you again soon.